All right, so this is the hook of the video. I'm here with Simon, Skinny Denlock, and then I got
Peter, Buff Danlock.
yeah, there you go. But we
Yeah.
got this special guest, and listen, if you maybe the copywriters that are watching this out, they got into the copywriting world because of TikTok, but I do feel, dude, that you were part of the grandfather, like in the creating a wave for copywriting before this was even a thing. Because I remember like the first time I heard about copywriting was from Denlock.
Yeah.
I remember exactly where I was reading an email about like becoming a silent rainmaker. Bro, that's crazy.
Oh, snap.
See, dude, so I'm like, you're responsible for me to be here, and I think that a lot of people that they might not even know are like, you kind of like created this shit, like you created the wave in a sense.
I didn't create it, I helped it, but like it's, yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to go before the talk that we just had, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to give you just give us a quick intro. Peter Liu.
Yeah, hey, I'm Peter. I started copywriting probably like 6-7 years ago. Started with like Danlock. I was his copy chief for a while. I helped ghostwrite his book, and then I worked with a bunch of other clients. Now I'm working with Jeremy, probably like I was a copy chief there now. That's not my official title, but that's what I do, some level. So
Awesome.
that's what I'm doing right now.
And you guys get free access to a crazy talk that we just had. And it's not even about words on a Google Doc. It's going beyond that and like the skills
Yeah.
that are going to keep copywriters paid and alive over the next 5-10 years.
Yeah,
I need to adopt this stuff, man. But yeah, dude, thank you so much, bro.
appreciate it.
All right, boys.
Come in. Keep the car running. On the fingers. Swallow my pollen.
This is the first day here at the Airbnb, and we're ready, man. So I'm about to start the day of writing. What you got going on for the day, Peter?
Sir, gonna talk to some El Salvadorianas.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to write.
We got Simon here checking out the results of his YouTube video. What do you think? Shout out to Spirit at War. We're gonna give you the cold email. Simon, now you have to write a cold email for him.
I'm just gonna think on my Gmail.
There you go.
Still have it.
We got Habibi over here.
What up, world?
What's going on?
Chilling like villains. I'm kind of silly right now.
We got Peter
Making me cry without you.
cooking it up.
I need more.
Let's go.
I need more crying in my life.
Yep. So as soon as they finish breakfast, they're the weak ones. They have to have breakfast. I fast the entire day. I don't need food. I don't need oxygen. I don't need water, bro. I don't need anything. But then we get to write. Then we get to work. There
You
we
don't
go.
even shower. You don't even shower.
I don't even shower. I don't even shower, bro. Yeah, I don't do
Just
anything.
don't do anything.
It used to be called missing breakfast, and then everybody just rebranded it.
What, to intermittent fasting?
Intermittent fasting. Everybody's too lazy to cook breakfast.
Yeah, that's the fancy term.
Yeah. Homelessness, copywriting, racism.
One thing I gotta say is like traveling with your work equipment and this thing that I have here is such a hack, bro. Like even if you're traveling, you still have to have some comfort that allows you to get your work done. Like for example, this day that is different. So like if I didn't have this, I'll be like punching over or with a massive neck pain later. Plus I have already struggled with my posture. And then the mouse, and then keyboard is being at a high level, as you can see here. So I can legit just do this right here, lift it up, and boom, there you go. All right, the first batch of emails is done. We are at 11:39. I'm gonna walk outside in a little bit, but yeah, super fun day, and yeah, it feels like I've done a lot. There's something about living in or staying in El Salvador compared to the USA, and it's time. Like time in the US feels so thin. Like I wake up, shower, hit the gym, and it's already 10 a.m. Here, I went for a walk, and I went to get coffee, sat down, chill, took a meeting, and it was only 9, and then I sat down to complete this project, and it's only 11:40. I'm about to go get my breakfast in maybe 1 hour. I'm just gonna have like 4 eggs, and dude, it's only half day. I can continue getting more done, finish the video, and maybe get one of the boys to come in the meeting with me. But for now, I'm just gonna go outside, take the sun. We'll show you what the other boys are up to right now. Let's see.
This one's happening as well.
Meetings. More meetings.
And Anthony, or
What's the secret?
What's the secret? Well, depends on what the secret is. See if we can
that's
get
the secret.
That's the secret. I don't think you want me to hear what my secret is, because
Do it, BG.
we have
One
to
for the kids.
we
One
have
for
to
the
get
kids.
it. We have to keep it for the kids. Let's see. Secret to cooking a good steak. You gotta leave it in room temperature. You gotta take it out an hour before to take it in room temperature.
Beauty.
Right. Grilling it 10 minutes on each side. Resting temperature 120 degrees Fahrenheit. You gotta get a nice thermometer to stick into that. Well, sensor.
What are you up to right now?
Really, not doing anything actually.
You got 10
I got a
minutes?
call. I got a call with the. I got a call with my accountant. She needs to. We need to review some kind of rated R expenses I've been spending on.
I
Right.
need to keep this guy out of getting
Exactly.
from the IRS.
From the IRS or the CRA in Canada, pretty much. And
Yeah.
we have to. She has to write off some inappropriate expenses, pretty much. So we got to work out the game plan for that call.
That's cool, dude. Alright, man. So I was going to make this video about like how writing 750 words changed my life, which it has done. Writing every day has done for you guys. But I feel like after the conversation that we just had, it's more about skills that are not even related to copywriting that keep you in the game. And kind of like one of the things you mentioned to me was communication.
Yeah, because like I think everybody is sold on the laptop lifestyle of being like you put stuff in a Google Doc,
Yeah.
you send it to a client, and then that's your workday, right? But there's all the little stuff like your value is not in writing like the great copy, right? That's like I think that's writing converting copy. That's almost like the bare minimum now, right? What you need to do, what your real value is easing the stress and problems of the client, right? So when the client hires you, they need to feel like, oh, I can let some stuff go, right? Some mental bandwidth is like off their plate. That's the feeling that clients should have. That's a feeling like anybody you work with should have, right? If that's how they view you as like somebody of value, right? When people think, like when you're seen as an A player, that just means more people on the team have that relief feeling with you, right? That could be a good measure.
Yeah.
Right? It's like how many, like Blake, right? He's like a VP marketing. He's a VP marketing. If he leaves for whatever reason, or he's gone for whatever reason, the stress level for the entire team rises up, right? Because he handles so much, right? But compared to let's say any other member, right? Other people feel a bit more replaceable because it's like okay, it's like he does stuff, but like we can replace him with like another person. Because nobody's stress goes up because they don't handle as much, right? Makes sense. So how do you create that feeling? Other people is like where like there's just like a relief, right? The feeling of relief is like you have to be proactive, and what proactive means is that you're doing the thinking they're going to do for them before they actually need to do it, right? So proactive, like you do it. Pro meaning like before, active, I guess whatever that means. Try to do the etymology, it doesn't work out. Right? but you're doing the thinking they would need to do before they actually do it. So you're like, hey, these next 2 weeks, we're gonna be writing these emails for this reason, because you're doing this promo, this is your goal,
Yeah.
this is where you're trying, this is the revenue target you're trying to hit, right? So this is why I'm doing it. Then you're like, this is how the emails did from the past 2 weeks. Here's the performance, here's the metrics, here's the results, and then the client sees it or somebody sees it. They're like, oh, okay, this guy has this shit handled, right? But the thing is, like, when you do that thinking, it doesn't really take that much extra work. It just takes extra like mental effort to go that like inch beyond, you know. So that's like a client management skill, which is like, it's not more work. It just takes more of like a willingness to take on more responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because most
Yeah.
people could be like, yeah, I'll respond when the client messages me,
Facts.
right? I'll respond once I have the first draft ready, right? And just let the client be in the dark, and then they get pissed when the client asks like, okay, how's this doing, right? When like, let's say you're writing a sales page for somebody, and you could update them on the steps you're going through. It's like, hey, here's how I work. I do the research, right? Then do the outline, and then I get my first draft, right? Most people, they'll be like, okay, you pay me, you wait a month for the first draft, and there's no communication in between. Once I give you the first draft, right? Because most clients have had the experience where they're like, okay, I pay this guy a lot. He says he's good. I'll wait for a first draft, and the first draft is shit. So they've been burned before, right? And you don't even have to be that much better. You could just like be like, hey, I got the research done. Here's my research doc. Here's my angle I'm thinking of going with, right? Here's the idea I'm thinking about going with, and here's why, right? I'll have the first draft done in this time, right? And when you manage it like that, you could even like take longer to do your work, because what the client wants is just to know that you have it handled, and there's gonna be a good product at the end, right? Because the client's not gonna know what good copy is versus when good copy isn't, right? Unless they're like a marketing focused person, right?
Facts, dude.
So how you manage it with the client versus how you manage it within a team is the same thing,
Yeah.
right? It's like, hey, I'm working on this project. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's my ideas. Here's why, right? And then here's how it's gonna get done. So it's just the communication, right? To let people know you have things handled, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing that keeps you like, the more communication that happens between you, the more trust builds up.
Yeah, because I guess, like, you know, I mean, dude, after, and I can clearly say this, like, just before meeting you, I was in the mindset of the laptop lifestyle, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, you are this rainmaker, you shouldn't be bothered, and communication is going to cost more for the client, like, you know, like, they don't have access to you if they don't pay you XYZ.
Yeah.
But, like you said before, that doesn't cut it anymore.
And I think that type of mentality is like kind of ruining the industry almost a bit, because like I think a lot of copywriters, they're becoming more entitled.
Exactly. That's
Right.
that's the word I was looking for. Entitlement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becoming more entitled, like, I make this much, but like, okay, in reality, that's just something they use to sell you on the lifestyle, right? But that's also what they use to sell you on a lot of things. It's like whatever you're gonna do in life is like, you can't really run away from responsibility,
Facts.
right? Even if you start a business with a promise of like passive income or very low to little work, you're gonna have to hire people. You're gonna have to manage them. You're gonna have to think ahead. If it's your own business, you're gonna have to plan the vision for it, right? You're gonna have to do the finances. You have to do operations. You're gonna have to do like the thinking part of it. So that's something we were talking about before. It's like you can't run away from responsibility. You really can't run away from it, right? If you run away from it, there's going to be consequences in another area of your life.
Yeah. It's
Right.
like the backwards love, bro. It's
Yeah.
like the more you try to avoid pain, the more pain you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But if you run towards pain, like working out, for example, like if you are actually
Yeah.
actively pursuing pain, so you can like get the reward, from the opposite side, if you run away from that pain, it's like disease, joint pain, and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Either you confront it or it confronts you. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Pretty good stuff, man. Dude,
yeah,
this
it's
is
good. It's good stuff. Thanks, you boys. Love you, boys.
pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pause it here.
Okay.
All right, so this is the hook of the video. I'm here with Simon, Skinny Denlock, and then I got
Peter, Buff Downlock.
yeah, there you go. But we
Yeah.
got this special guest, and listen, if you maybe the copywriters that are watching this that are starting out, they got into the copywriting world because of TikTok, but I do feel, dude, that you are like you were part of the grandfather, like in the creating a wave for copywriting before this was even a thing. Because I remember like the first time I heard about copywriting was from Dan Locke.
Yeah.
I remember exactly where I was reading an email about like becoming a silent rainmaker.
I made that.
Bro, that's
I made
crazy.
that.
That was that.
See, dude, so I'm like, you're responsible for me to be
Yeah.
here, and I think that a lot of people that they might not even know are like, you kind of like created this shit, like you created the wave in a sense.
I didn't create it. I helped it, but like it's, yeah.
Yeah. So this is gonna go before the talk that we just had, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to give you just give us a quick intro. Peter Liu.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Peter. I started copywriting probably like 6-7 years ago. Started with like Dan Locke. I was his copy chief for a while. I helped ghostwrite his book, and then I worked with a bunch of other clients. Now I'm working with Jeremy. Probably like I was the copy chief there now. That's not my official title, but that's what I do, some level. So
Awesome.
that's what I'm doing right now.
And you guys get free access to a crazy talk that we just had. And it's not even about words on a Google Doc. It's going beyond that and like the skills
Yeah.
that are going to keep copywriters paid and alive over the next 5-10 years.
Yeah,
I need to adopt this stuff, man. But yeah, dude, thank you so much, bro.
appreciate it.
All right, boys.
Right, which is like there's like Ferris wheels, there's candy, there's all this dopamine spikes, those quick dopamine spikes, and then at the end of it, all the boys who are at Pleasure Island get shipped out on a ship, become donkeys, and they become a slave for the people who ran Pleasure Island. Right. So it's like pleasure and the dopamine. That's like it's not. It doesn't come free. Everything comes with a price, right? So like you gotta know like if you don't know who the master is, then you're the slave.
Damn.
Right. It's also another saying is like if you're in a poker room and you don't know who the fool is, then you're the fool. So yeah, that's the thing with the laptop lifestyle, right? It's like the idea is to sell less responsibility, but it's always is more responsibility gets you more freedom, right? And more responsibility doesn't mean more work, right? More responsibility can also just mean that you're thinking better, right? If you think of a more efficient way, right? So it's like more responsibility can also mean less work because you thought things out more accurately.
Yeah, that's a good reframe because I feel like a lot of people think that the more responsibility means more pressure and more weight to carry, and then that's why they avoid it because the human brain doesn't want more stuff.
Yeah.
It creates resistance. We want the path of least resistance, right?
Yeah.
So that's a really good reframe.
Yeah. And that's similar to like I think it was like the working out example used with the pain, right? It's like more responsibility is more painful, just like working out is more painful, but you become stronger, so the same weight feels lighter.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing in life, like the same responsibilities. You're gonna have the same responsibilities, but it's gonna feel lighter because you got stronger, right? So you're doing the same work you were doing a year ago, but feels what? Lighter.
Right.
Because you took on more responsibility.
Oh yeah.
Whereas
true.
if you run away from it, you become weaker, and the same things are gonna feel heavier. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there is other. I remember where I heard this, bro, but it's like there is literally no choice. Like you don't have a choice between choosing. Like you have to actually like kind of choose your enemies wisely, as in pain. Like what kind of pain you want to endure. Because if you are avoiding to choose, you're actually choosing something that you don't even want, in a sense, right? Because like
Other people choose for you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Somebody else will choose for you, and it's crazy. Like for example, what we're talking about copywriting. If we don't choose to like take more responsibility, get better with our communication skills, the way we think as marketers, bro. Like AI is right there, bro. AI is gonna
Yeah.
choose for us, man.
Yeah.
Or we just become a commodity, and just copywriter who write words in a Google Doc doesn't exist anymore.
That doesn't exist, bro. Yeah. Maybe like 3-4 years ago, but like it's gone in the next 6 months or a year. So
Sharpen up.
yeah, sharpen the sword.
Now buy our course, 997. Swipe up.
Yeah. Own right 10 minutes a day. live on the beach.
But you know what I like more about my pool? Knowledge, baby.
Knowledge, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Dude, now that we're here, I would love to hear how you guys like got into this world. Like, where was like your first entry point?
It was with a friend. His name was Steven Zhao. He helped me a lot. He worked for Downlock, and then like originally I bought this online course for like that sold Online Freedom as well. It was like an online business thing, so I want to do like an animation agency where basically I sell the animation services, I outsource it, and then I can make the difference of it. But then I didn't know anything about business, so then like, I ran out of my savings in like 8 months, and then I had to go back. I worked like a desk job at Lululemon, right?
Oh, no,
I worked,
that's why you love that brand.
yeah, it's a great brand. It's a great brand. I'm wearing it now. I know I own it now. Yeah. I worked there 8 months, and then I was like miserable. I'm trying to figure out my next step. Then I did like the 10-day Vipassana meditation.
Retreat.
Right. Retreat, 10-day
Damn.
Vipassana. So you meditate like 10 hours a day for 10 days. So it's like 100 hours of meditation over 10 days, right? Maybe a bit less than that because the first day it's more like you're getting integrated, so not as much. But and then in the middle of it, it's like in the quietness, it's not clear, but you just feel like a tug, right? That's something I'm also learning is like when God kind of guides you, He doesn't really tell you what it is. He just tugs you gently. He whispers, right?
Yeah.
He whispers to you, and then it's just like you kind of know. You have to trust it, right? It's not always 100%. This is the thing. This is the answer. It's always like you feel it. You feel a slight tug. So he told me that voice told me like, hey, just get into copywriting and get good at this skill, right? And then I asked Steven for help. He helped me out a bit. Helped me out a lot, actually. Helped me out a lot, not a bit. And then I took copywriter.
Copywriter by yeah.
Copywriter. So I was like doing 1 hour hand copying. I think it was like 60 days straight, and then I still did it, but for less frequently. I took on one client, another client. Worked for an agency for a while. I worked for an agency. They were like a full stack marketing agency. They were one of like ClickFunnels like inner circle members, right? So then they basically got clients from there, and then I got to work on funnels. I got to work on project management. I got to work on like how to set up webinars and email automations and stuff. So I started copywriting, but I did like a bunch of different things. So I understood how things worked. And then after that agency, when I was working that agency, that was the first time I got to live like abroad. I went to Budapest for 3 months. Right, it's one of the cheaper countries, so I went there. It was super nice. It was good. And then at the end of those 3 months, Steven offered me a position with like Dan because they were looking for more copywriters.
Yeah.
So then I went back to Vancouver, and then became a copywriter. Lived in like the Dan Locke mansion, right, with the other team members. Eventually became like the copy chief, and then and I think my biggest project there was helping him like write the book because they had a book writing agency that they were working with, but then when they turned in the book manuscript and it was like 2.5 months out from a release date, like Dan just called a meeting. It's like, hey, Steven, Peter, Ed, we gotta have a meeting.
Yeah.
Right. And it's an emergency meeting. Right. It comes out and then he slams the manuscript on the table like, read this fucking shit. Right. So we read it.
Before ChatGPT.
Before ChatGPT, man, he was like, and you could tell every chapter was written by like a different person, right? Because the first one is written by like somebody who has like flowery language.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, oh, imagine you're in the kingdom of lions and tigers, and you're in jungle, and there's queens and kings, and it's like so many euphemisms, not euphemisms, but allegories or metaphors. And then the next chapter is like, according to statistics in 2017, right? Blah 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 blah. Things are coming through, right? And then the next chapter is written as if like by a schizophrenic. It's like you're not rich because you fucking suck, right? It's like your fucking fault. And it sounded like so schizophrenic. And then he's like, dude, we gotta rewrite this. And I'm like, how much time do we have? He's like, we got like 2.5 months. Right, so it's like, hey, Peter, you can go off and come off of all the other projects. You'll be in a dungeon, and you're just gonna write the book. So, yeah, so it was like introduction. Dan would send me like a voice note. I would write it. He would review first draft, make some changes, we go to the next chapter, and next chapter, next chapter. So that was like my life for the next while. And then we released it. We got it done in like I think 2 months and like 5 days. The book, and then released it. I don't think the book was that good. I'm not that proud of it, but we got it done.
That's Unlock You the Secret, or which one is it?
Unlock
is it
it.
High ticket. Unlock it, right?
Unlock it, yeah.
Unlock
Shitty
it.
ass title too, I think, because they want to make it like a freaking pun with Danlock's name, but then I'm just like, what the fuck do you mean by it? But whatever.
Bro, when
just
that
wrote
book
it.
came out, I
Yeah.
was too broke to buy it, but I wanted to buy it so bad. Bro. I wanted to buy it so bad because I had the first one, which was
Yeah.
a high income skills, or what do you call it?
FU money?
FU Money,
FU
bro.
money, yeah.
That was like the first ever time that I got exposed to skills. Before I had this idea that I wanted to own a business.
Yeah.
But business, and it just didn't click in my mind that owning a business requires multiple skills.
Yeah.
I just thought that you had to learn business. You know what I mean? But then Locke broke it down in a way where it's like, okay, he didn't even talk about copywriting. He talked about other things that you could do specific.
Yeah.
So, hey, man.
It was good. And then after that, booked to other clients, and then eventually came to Jeremy. And then big thanks to Blake, because I worked with Blake. Like we started working together at Downlock, and then we worked on a few other clients together, got more close, and then
Yeah,
and then he also got me into this position with like 7th level.
beauty.
Yeah.
Blake, if you see this, we love you, bro.
Love you.
Blake said one thing one time, bro. It was last year. And he talked about like we were just done with our challenge campaign, and we were talking about how good our numbers were. Or I don't remember if it was we were like super
Yeah.
happy or super sad about it, but he shared the concept of the frame of reference, like depending on who you're measuring yourself against,
Yeah.
and how that landed to me was like I was measuring myself against people who were like kind of like sloppy or kind of like in a different mindset of where I wanted to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wasn't exposed to all these good marketers, you know, like people who weren't just about like, I would say like sleazeball marketers,
Yeah. Yeah.
or or talking about the things we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
I was more in the mindset of like what I said before, work 1 hour a week, do this, don't send the Google Docs, and that's it. You're gonna make 10K a month. And then, yeah, man, like he just reframed my mindset, bro. Like your frame of reference. And I guess with these videos, dude, is like what I really wanted to do. Like, I want to give people a better frame of reference when it comes to thing.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, bro, like in the space, if you type in copywriting, everything is like I said before, just that push of a button, magic pill.
Yeah.
And then people get into the industry, bro, and they are faced with the reality, and they like that's why like a lot of them don't make it, right? Because it's hard to
Yeah.
get clients, it's hard to get results for them, but it's not like you cannot figure it out. I'm just saying it's not like you will go into and learn how to do surgery on a person or to become a lawyer. It's more like
No, it's exactly what you said about like the frame of reference and the kind of like the expectations you have going into
Yeah.
it. Because people would say like, oh, copywriting is something you can learn in, like 30 days
that.
or 60 days, right? If that's your expectations going into it, you're gonna be discouraged if 90 days into it, like you're
Yeah.
not doing that well. And there's other people, there's like fucking 14-year-olds, be like, oh, I may make 10K a month now,
Bro.
right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Ah.
Yeah.
Right? What the fuck am I doing with my life? But it's like, if you look at any other skill, it takes like, because before this era, people used to do apprenticeships,
Yeah.
right? You're apprentice for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you can become considered like a practitioner of that skill, right? But if you give yourself like even just a year to like to develop the skill, right? Most of it is like thinking and psychology, but yeah, dude, with your frame of reference thing, it's you have to compare yourself to professionals, right? If you're gonna become a professional.
Yeah. And I guess one thing you mentioned, bro, that actually I want to speak to, which is like a lot of people that might be watching this video, it's like when they see all these kids talking about themselves, like they made 30K a month or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, when you get into this industry, you will realize how much bullshit there is.
It is. It's so 100%, right?
Dude.
And it's like I want to speak names, right? But like I know like I know the people who are like young and they're like, oh, I made 30K a month, 40K a month, right? And it's and to be honest, even at a young age, even if you could just make 30K, 40K revenue, that's a huge accomplishment, 100% milestones, right? What they don't tell you is like the amount of refunds, the chargebacks, right? The operations that people don't fulfill, and then at the end you're netting like what, 2, 3 after all is said and done, right? But what's sexy is just like, oh, I made 30K, 40K revenue that day, right?
Yeah.
But reality, it's like, I'm not saying it's not impressive. I'm just saying it's also not the full story.
Yeah.
Right.
Sultani calls it lying by omission. Because you're not telling the full story. You're just showing a flash of the month of the best month you had.
Yeah.
Which you said maybe you created like an insane offer and then the refunds hit.
Yeah.
And
you know the funniest thing I've seen of this lying by omission, right?
Yeah.
Is like I think I saw this. I forget who it was, but it was like a copywriter as well, right? And then they're like, oh man, I just made like 9,800 in 5 minutes, right? But it's like, yeah, but it's for like a 2-month project and you got paid up front, which means you're counting the time between you received the payment and the 5 minutes you took to post it, and you're like, and the thing you're trying to make people think is like, oh, if I extrapolate that out, that means you must be making a lot more, right? But it's like no, you got paid for a 2-month job. That's $10,000.
yeah.
And then it's like,
Dude.
you know?
Yeah, bro. And I guess like also the hard part, because we get along because we're pretty alike. Same thing with Simon. And it's like I bro don't have the heart, or like my principles don't let me to make shit up.
Yeah.
And I could be making a lot more money, or I could be like even more viral videos if I was just making shit up.
Yeah.
Like if I was just flashing numbers.
Yeah. Then we'll use it to turn this camera around, show you the fucking view. Right?
Yeah, like you will see in the drones, but these are things that are real, and we're not crazy promises. But what I'm saying is like, when you're new and you're struggling and you see shit like that, just remember that you're not getting the full story, and it's hard.
Yeah.
For somebody to just tell you the truth, like we're just doing it right now. We're telling you it's. Yeah, it's doable. You give yourself 1 year of constant practice, and like he said, he did Copy Hour, which is a video I made before. It's like learning how to learn copywriting without buying courses. I just go and find some sales letters, handwrite them, and do that for 30 days, and then you'll find out if you like this stuff. But if you stick to this for 100 days, and it's just not 30 days, like 100 days, develop your skills, man. Like like Alex Hormozy says, like, how can you make it unreasonable for you not to make it? Did I just butcher that one? It's like, how can you make it like impossible for you to fail
or something like that? Okay, I didn't watch that video, but
So
we're
just exposing the industry. Maybe that's the title of the shit, bro.
Maybe, I don't know. I think it's already exposed.
It's already exposed.
I think people kind of know that's like
right?
Most bullshit, but like, I don't know.
All right, now this is it. This is the for real. This is it. We're gonna go out and actually we're gonna cook some steaks.
Yeah, we got, dude. El Salvador T-bones are like $20, man. It's crazy. It's gonna be good.
I will show you guys the. Let's see. Show you something here. All right. So we got the mansion. We just bought it. By the way, we just launched an offer and we made so much money.
Yeah, we got our new properties over there.
Yeah, that property over there.
That we just bought it as well. New development.
Yeah, that is mine.
Yeah.
And then, hold on, like the mic is over here.
Okay.
And then you see how empty that lot is, like where the cars are not.
Yeah.
Because all the Lambos and Ferraris are in the car wash right now. That's why.
That's why. Exactly.
But hey, buy our course. 997.
997.
Let's go.
We are not the product.